We are sicker than we've ever been in every disease known to mankind, every dysfunction. I'm 55. We didn't have ADHD. You never saw anybody with MS or Parkinson's back then. There was a few, but you didn't have depression and anxiety when I was a kid. That wasn't on the spectrum. But now every disease and dysfunction, from physical to neurological to emotional, is at its peak. There's never been a time in history where we're worse. And furthermore, 30 years ago, nobody knew what an acupuncturist was or Chinese medicine doctor. They didn't know what all these ancient practices were. They didn't even know what yoga was. It wasn't even in America back then. But here we are. Now, the average person knows it and uses it. So we have 2/3 of the population actively engaging in some sort of practice or care. We have basically 1 in every 4 people focused on helping the body or helping somebody integrate the body, from a coach to a trainer to a doctor to a therapist, massage therapist to a intellectual talk therapist. And we are sicker than we've ever been. So from a systems point of view, if this was a business that you were running, you would have to assume that the business and all the attributes of that business was failing. So you could try and patch the holes like everybody else has done, or you could rip it all apart, tear down the business, bankrupt it, or rip it to shreds, and then start over with the primary principles. Like, what are we here to do? We're here to have an experience. What is that experience? Well, it's not to build a business and to have a picket fence. It's to experience all these emotions in this world that we live in, this beautiful place out here. That's what we're here to do. But we don't do that. It's supposed to be outside 85% of our time, but we spend 90% of our time inside. We're constricted by rules and beliefs, and we're afraid to talk and say what we're supposed to say. So we have all these rules and constrictions. And just like when you put a rope around an elephant's foot and nail it to a post as a child or as a baby, and as it grows up, it doesn't think it can get away. We have words, rules, restrictions, society's beliefs, which have constricted us and is now causing dysfunction in our body. Had to be a way through it. And when I just looked at the systems and ripped them apart, I got involved in practicing medicine. We built a clinic in Venice, California. We had 52 practitioners from every discipline you can imagine. And here's what I found at the end: we're all sick, including me.